All right, welcome back to SouFLoTV again, everybody. It is your host with the most. If you've never been here before, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Go ahead and hit the bell next to the subscribe button so you're notified every time we upload a new video to SouFLoTV. Now, the president of Haiti, Jovenel Moïse, has been assassinated. We all know that by now. And we've been following the story. We've been tracking the story closely because we are trying to get to the real truth. Now, Dimitri Herard is someone that we need to pay close attention to. Dimitri Herard is the head of security of the presidential palace of Haiti, and information has come out that he traveled several times to Colombia. Remember, most of these hitmen or the people that they arrested, I don't know if they are decoys, if they were used to throw the plot off, but he traveled to several times. He traveled to Colombia and other countries leading up to the assassination of the president. Several times he made this trip, a trip that he has no other record of making any other time. So, in essence, this kind of looks like planning. And I said on the other video, the most recent video where they arrested the doctor, if you listen, some people are calling him a fake doctor. Some people are saying he is a doctor in Haiti, but he has no papers to do that kind of work in the US, even though he's lived in the US for over 20 years, right? I said at the end of that video that I think that that doctor is also a decoy, also a part of the plot, also got thrown into something and used as a distraction. My real theory of what happened in Haiti to Jovenel Moïse, I will put on another video. However, let's talk about who this guy is, Dimitri Herard, okay? Colombian authorities who are assisting in the investigation of the assassination of the president of Haiti, Jovenel Moïse, has confirmed on Monday that the head of security at the presidential palace in Port-au-Prince, Dimitri, made several trips this year to Colombia and other Latin American countries. The trip's purposes are unknown to this point. Now, we learned through the Interpol work team in Colombia that the commissioner, Dimitri Herard, head of the General Security Unit of the National Palace of Haiti, would have made trips to Ecuador, Panama, and the Dominican Republic using Colombia as a transit, said a press conference director of the Colombian police, General Jorge Luis Vargas. This is crazy because if you listen to the route that he took, Ecuador, Panama, Dominican Republic, using Colombia as a transit, that sounds like a drug route to me. Was he escorting something through? I will come and make it happen personally. We're going to talk about that a little later. So the officer added that they're trying to discover what activities exactly the commissioner would be doing. Dimitri, in these trips in Colombian territory, from where 21 retired soldiers allegedly involved in the assassination comes from. And for that reason, they're asking these countries where this person was to answer these questions. What was he doing in your territories? We all know already that President Moïse was killed last week Wednesday in an assault on his residence located in, I believe it is Pelerin, neighborhood of Port-au-Prince, where the First Lady, Martine Moïse, who received medical care in the United States, was also injured. Thank God she is doing fine at the moment, or last time we heard. Now, according to General Vargas, all of Herard's travels took place this year only. The first of them started on January 19th from the Dominican Republic to Bogota, from where the next day he traveled to Ecuador. Cartel? On February 1st, he made a return trip following the same route, and between May 22nd and 29th, he made the same trips again between the Dominican Republic and Ecuador, always with stopovers in Bogota. This is what the officer said when explaining some of those movements. Now, General Vargas made it clear that the investigation is in the hands of the Haitian authorities and that Colombia's work is one of accompaniment and collaboration. They're working with them, but they're leaving the investigation to be spearheaded by Haitian authorities. The investigation into the murder of the president of Haiti is carried out by the Haitian judicial authorities. Colombia is cooperating in what they require. The Haitian judicial apparatus is independent and autonomous, said the officer in a press conference. The director of the police also revealed that there are not 2, but 3 Colombian ex-military that are dead, and there are also 18 others who were captured after the assassination. It seems as if Dimitri was traveling and doing recruiting. Now, the investigation also, listen to this part. This is where it gets interesting, because you know the doctor from Miami, or the failed businessman who opened about 12 businesses in the past 20 years or how many years, but they all failed. Him, the one who they were supposed to arrest Jovenel Moise and then sit him in power, him, the one on our previous video. Now listen to this. The investigation also been extended to CTU Security Company. That's the security company which is based in Miami, USA. Why? Because with a credit card from that company, 19 air tickets were purchased. 19 plane tickets were purchased from its, oh, this is deep, were purchased with the credit card from CTU Security Company. 19. These 19 tickets were purchased with which the retired Colombian soldiers traveled to the Dominican Republic. The same soldiers, ex-soldiers that were caught and are now being held in Haiti. They can even track how they came in and who bought their tickets. Now, this on one hand, you might want to say, look, this is supposed to be a professional thing where it's untraceable. And I definitely don't think this is higher up government, first world country, dibbling dabbling, else they would not have made so many mistakes and left such a long paper trail. 19 tickets on a credit card for men who ultimately were in a shootout and were cornered and captured in Haiti following this assassination. Now, according to the website of CTU Security, the company is dedicated to the sale of security equipment that also offers protection services for people and organizations, from companies to schools to private investigations, even dog training. Dimitri is linked to that company. In his own words, he says that we've been able to establish here in Colombia some communication links between Mr. German Rivera Garcia and Mr. Duberney Capador with the CTU Security Company that is based in Miami. German Rivera Garcia, listen, is a retired Colombian army captain who is among those detained by the Haitian police, while Duberney Capador left the institution with the rank of Deputy First Sergeant, and he is one of the 3 that were killed in Haiti as well. Now, they're trying to spin it right now, and they're trying to say that what happened was Dimitri got in touch with the doctor in Florida. The doctor in Florida, in turn, got in touch with CTU Security Company, and CTU Security Company hired these men. I don't believe that. I don't believe that. I believe it's a direct link. You understand? Now, there's a whole bunch of information out here, and it runs really, really deep. It runs really, really deep as far as this Dimitri guy goes. Now, American denies any involvement in Haiti coup attempt. You know, they're pointing their fingers. I see a lot of people saying that America is in this. Now, there's a guy called Dan Whitman, who is a former U.S. Foreign Service officer and State Department employee. And he says that he has no involvement in this. He is one of the names that have popped up, but he says, I don't know who is spreading this narrative or why. I've never met or ever heard of any of the individuals that are involved. And I don't know why my name would be in this regard. Now, right now, he is currently a professor at American University School of International Service. And he is depicted in a video distributed by Haiti's intelligence service to members of the Haitian press. A photo of Whitman is captioned as a former member of the State's Department, who the video alleges masterminded the plot to overthrow President Jovenel Moïse with the help of national police officers. But Whitman is saying, me? I have nothing to do with this. Whitman worked at the State Department from 1985 to 2009, and he has written a book on Haiti, and the book is called A Haiti Chronicle: The Undoing of a Latent Democracy, published in 2004. The professor is fluent in French, and he spoke a few words of Creole to the interviewer who was interviewing him. And when they asked why he had been included in the Haitian video, Whitman told the people interviewing him, which was VOA, I haven't seen the video, and I haven't heard about the video. Oh, man. Now, as for whether he was in Haiti on Sunday, February 7th, or recently, this man said, listen, I left Haiti 20 years ago, and I have never been back. Okay? Now, the plot. The alleged plot is laid out in a produced video featuring mobile phone footage of Supreme Court Justice Hiviquel Dabraziel shortly after his arrest, and then to a series of audio recordings of conversations between the alleged coup plotters. In one exchange, listen, here comes Dimitri again. In one exchange, this is what we would call a voice note. Dimitri Herard, which is the commander of the USGPN, or a specialized unit of the National Police Force that is tasked with protecting the National Palace. He is in this voice note and is talking to National Police Force Inspector General Marie Antoinette Gauthier about plans. What plans, you may say? Gauthier is captioned in the video as lead. Dimitri says, the conversation goes like this. Dimitri Herard says, hello, Commander. Marie Antoinette Gauthier says, yes, hello. Dimitri, I'm listening. Dimitri says, yes, Commander. She goes, listen, I received orders from the State Department. Dimitri says, okay. She goes, to plan certain things. Dimitri says, clearly. They contacted me as well, so that's why I was sitting for your call. I'm listening, Commander. She says, yes, listen. They told me that Friday or Saturday, You understand? Dimitri says, uh-huh. Whitman is never mentioned by name, but the intelligence service video narrator alleges that the group plotted with a former member of the Department of State, Dan Whitman, who they say was working with them to pull off the coup in Haiti. In another exchange, Herard, which is Dimitri, and Gutierrez discussed the extraction of President Moise, how they're going to take him out of where he was at. Dimitri says in French, I don't know if it's the same people who contacted me, okay? But they also mentioned an inauguration on Monday, the 8th. Remember what date Moise was killed? The commander says, I'm coming over. Dimitri says, okay. The reason I'm asking the question is I wanted to know what about the president? What is going to happen to him? Remember, Dimitri is a soldier, okay? So he's playing his part. He follows orders. The commander says, listen, the president, on the morning of the 7th, if he is still in power, are you listening? Are you listening, Dimitri? If he is still in power on the 7th, Dimitri says, yes, I hear you clearly, Commander. Commander goes on to say, on the 7th, I'll have to take control of him. Do you understand? I'll have to take control of the commander on the 7th. He was killed on the 7th. Okay. Dimitri says, okay. Commander goes on to say, I'll let him know we have a warrant for his arrest. And we have to detain him and take him to, are you familiar with the Petit Bois complex? And Dimitri says, the complex that is near the American embassy? And the commander says, yes. The video alleges that the 23 arrests on Sunday gave authorities a clear picture about the plot and the prominent politicians, businessmen, and law enforcement officials who all agreed to participate in this. We found that this coup was masterminded by Henry Saint, former prime minister, the narrator says. Reginald Bolas, which is a millionaire businessman who is also an opposition politician, who would finance it. Jean-Marie Vorbe. In fact, the complex where they masterminded the plot belongs to Jean-Marie Vorbe, or Vorbe. Listen, I don't speak French or Creole, so pardon my pronunciation, but you guys should get it. Yuri Chevry, Port-au-Prince mayor, and Nenel Cassie, former senator of Lavalas party, were responsible for arming and financing the group. So a lot of people are saying this doctor, or so-called doctor, who they have now as the mastermind, he didn't have the finances to put this together. Well, there you have it right there. Phantom 509, which is a rogue police officer group, they were going to organize the coup, and a member of the Supreme Court, Justice Mario Biavor, and many other members of the opposition, many of whom have been arrested, and other warrants are outstanding for the arrest of all of the coup plotters. So right now, they still haven't even arrested everybody yet. U.S. reactions to this? Commenting on Sunday events, a State Department spokesperson told this news entity that the United States is following the situation in Haiti with concerns and calls on all political actors to address their differences through peaceful means. We understand the Haitian National Police is investigating 23 individuals who were arrested over the weekend. The situation remains murky and we await the result of the police investigation. So basically, the U.S. is saying, hands off. We're not getting involved too much. You guys go ahead and handle your business, and we will wait for whatever results you come up with. Now, in the meantime, Dimitri has been taken off duty, and he's on something like what they call house arrest, and he has to report every single day to the authorities. So the rest of them are confined, locked up in jail, prison-like situations. Dimitri has been allowed to go free on something like of a house arrest. Now, in response to the interviewer's question about that message the United States would like to send Haitians who insist that Moïse's term is expired, the spokesperson responded, while the Haitian Constitution does not clearly address today's situation, President Jovenel Moïse was elected in November of 2016 following the annulment of the initial presidential polls in October of the previous year. He was sworn into office on February 7th of 2017 for a 5-year term, which is therefore scheduled to end on February 7th of 2022. Democrat Congresswoman Gregory Meeks of New York tweeted Saturday that he co-led a letter to Secretary of State Antony Blinken with Congresswoman Yvette Clarke to condemn President Moïse's undemocratic actions in Haiti, urging a Haitian-led democratic transition of power. The letter was signed by 5 other House representatives: Albio Sares, Andy Levin, Alcee Hastings, Ian Omar, and Darren Soto. Now, all these people are saying that they're saddened. They're deeply saddened. For instance, there was, but where Dimitri comes in, is his role is major. There's even a part about him and his cousin who got a contract from the US, and they started this company in Haiti. And this company that they started was supposed to manufacture weapons and ammunition. So he basically wanted to spearhead and be the first person to set up a situation in Haiti where we always say stuff like, where are all these guns from Jamaica coming from? And everybody is like, they're coming through Haiti. But smart people are like, Haiti does not own any gun manufacturing companies. So they must be coming from somewhere, and Haiti is being used as the bypass. Well, Dimitri and his cousin wanted to set up the first gun making, ammunition making plant in Haiti where they would be able to manufacture weapons there. And it turns out that his cousin also has the know-how to actually do it. And it also turns out that apparently he has actually been making these weapons in Haiti anyways. And these weapons have been getting into the hands of all the wrong people. And because he is manufacturing the weapons, he's able to manufacture weapons that are virtually untraceable. Now, Dimitri's movements is what needs to be the concern here. But you can find out more about him if you do some digging yourself. I'm going to leave this one right here. I will release a video saying exactly what I think happened in Haiti. I know the story is all over the place now. However, my belief remains the same because all this ties right back to Colombia, ties right back to the cartel, ties right back to huge shipments of drugs and guns. This is what it ties back to, in my mind. And I might be very, very wrong. All right? So leave your comments in the comment section below and tell me what you think about this one as we continue to dig and the plot twists and turns and thickens. It's SouFLoTV. I'm out. Peace.